My name is Ronah from Uganda. I'm 22 years old and a student. I'm part of an organization called Women in Animation Uganda, where I'm an aspiring graphics designer and animator. I love animals and I love to bake as well. I love to travel too and see new places. I'm really grateful for the THU team for this opportunity to meet and interact with talented artists from all over the world. My dream is to one day start the first animation studio with my amazing team of women back home.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
How have you been enjoying THU so far?
Well, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing experience. It's been very enlightening. It's just been beautiful. Everyone is so lovely. There's so much to learn. And it's a beautiful place. Malta is so beautiful. So yeah, it's been great.
What's the biggest surprise you've had that you weren't expecting with THU?
I think the biggest surprise I have is that everyone is so nice and we can interact with even the top people of like the biggest companies, and they're actually willing to listen. They're not difficult to talk to. They're very easy to talk to and they are so outgoing and they're so lovely. Yeah, I think that's the biggest shock for me. Yeah.
So what have you learned about the art industry since you've been here, art community?
Well, I've learned a lot. I've learned that there's so many things in the animation industry. I used to think that animation was just one thing, but I've learned about like VFX and all. It's some of the things I can't even remember, but it's so much. Yeah, you can specialize in one thing, and even storyboarding. That's the thing that shocked me the most. You can have a career in that. So yeah.
Yeah, storyboarding is a very important part of the craft. Yeah.
Yes, I just didn't think someone could have a career in just that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about where you're from.
Well, I'm from Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. That's what we call it back home. It's a small country. Everyone is really friendly in Uganda.
What's the difference between like the Ugandan art community versus like the global art community you're interacting with?
Well, I think the Ugandan art community is mostly is not digital. I think that's the biggest difference. People haven't yet adapted to the digital world. Okay, most people are becoming more digitalized, but Uganda is still lacking behind, but we're catching up slowly. Yeah,
Good.
But we're catching up.
Would you consider yourself more traditional or more digital?
I think I'm more a bit of both, because since the world is going digital, you have to adapt, but Uganda is still lagging behind, so you have to have a bit of both, since in Uganda the non-digital is what's more popular.
When did you fall in love with art?
Well, I've always loved art since I was really young. In Uganda there are certain comics they put in the newspapers and for children, and you have to color and then you can send them in and you win something. So since I was young, I used to color those things and send them in, and I actually won something.
Awesome.
And my mom was so proud. But yes, I've loved art since I was young. So yeah, it's something that I've always loved.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've had to overcome to be where you are right now?
I think the biggest thing is the stigma to art in Uganda. There's a bit of a stigma, especially for women, because I think women need more. There's a tradition that women, of course, have to stay home and take care of the children, and and they're not really supposed to do a lot of work. And now it's art, it's not work that pays well in Uganda unless you've really made it. But I think that's been the one thing that I've really had to overcome, to be proud of myself and say, you know what, Ronah, you can do this. You're as good as any man out there.
Absolutely.
You can be as good as anyone. If you put your mind to something, you can do it. So, yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
And your family's always been very supportive?
Yeah. Before, my mom she wasn't very supportive. Okay, not directly, but she would be like, maybe you should try business or something. But my stepdad has been really supportive because he's an artist. So he has helped to push me. He has also encouraged my mom to push me. So overall, they've been really supportive. Yeah.
And how are they feeling about you being in Malta?
Oh my gosh, they're excited. They are excited about it. They were so happy. They're always calling me and checking on me and asking me how everything is going and asking for pictures of everything. Yeah, but they're so excited, more excited than me even. But yeah, they're really excited.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like you and your art journey, are you in school? Are you professional?
No, I'm still in school. I'm still learning, yeah. But I was at school, I was doing industrial art in Uganda, but it's not very digital. It's still a bit, everything is paper. But again, we are getting out of that system because the world is moving forward and Uganda is also moving, so yeah.
And then you also have an internship?
Yes, I was doing an internship at a company called Crossroads, and they're the ones that actually taught us about animation, and they've been really helpful with everything. So I did my internship there in my second year, and they taught us Maya. We were learning things in Maya, and yeah, for just about a period of about 2 or 3 months, but then I had to go back to school to finish my course. So they called us back eventually after, because they called back the ladies that did the internship there, because they wanted to start an organization for women in animation, Uganda. So they called us back to start something. It just started in June, so it's still really small, and they've been teaching us more animation, but they've been really helpful, and we are here because of them. Yeah.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So is animation what you're hoping to do, or is that what, if you could pick any job that you've discovered in the past couple of days, what would you pick?
Well, before I got into animation, I was doing a bit of graphics design, but I felt like I needed a bit of motion in my art, so I ventured into motion graphics, and then I ventured into animation, and animation is actually making characters and objects move, and it's more interesting, and I've always loved cartoons, so yeah, I think that's why I love it. It's just, it's new, it's exciting, it's really interesting, so yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
What would you think that people don't normally know about Uganda that you would like them to know?
Well, Ugandans are very friendly people. They are very friendly, and it's a very beautiful country. I would encourage everyone to come and visit. It's a beautiful country. It's very beautiful, and everyone is really friendly. I think anyone can come to Uganda and feel like they're at home. So, yeah.
Are there any Ugandan artists that you feel like the world should be really watching?
Well, my stepdad.
Yes.
He's an amazing artist. He's a painter. He's called Nuwa Nyansi. He's a bit known, maybe in Uganda, but he's an amazing artist. So, yeah, I think the world should know him.
Good. Mm-hmm. And then, is this your first time leaving Africa?
Yes.
What's that been like?
It's interesting. There's so many kinds of people in this world. There's so many things to see. It's, you know, when you're in Uganda, you're used to one thing, and then you leave and it's like, whoa, all kinds of, and Malta is so beautiful. It's amazing. It's really hot, but it's a beautiful place.
What's the coolest thing you've seen so far? Top 3 things in Malta, or eaten?
Well, the city is really beautiful. It's not something I've seen before.
In what way is it different from Uganda?
The architecture, the way it's built. Uganda is more, it's just different. But the architecture is really beautiful. It looks old, but it's really beautiful. And the streets are small, But it's interesting because in Uganda, the streets are also small, but not as good as here. The roads, they're not as good. But this place, everything looks nice, it's neat, it's just really cozy. Yeah, that's what I like about Malta. And the beach is beautiful. The water is so beautiful. I've seen the biggest boats here. I don't know if ships, ferries, they're so huge. I've never seen anything like them. So, yeah.
I love that. And last question, what are you the most excited for this week?
I love to meet new people. I love to interact, but sometimes I can be shy because it's intimidating. Everyone here is so talented, but I just want to meet as many people as I can so I can go home and hopefully keep in contact with them and share ideas and just grow together. So yeah, I think that's the most exciting thing for me here, and learning new things and going to the beach, hopefully, finding time to go to the beach. I haven't really been in salty water yet.
Really?
Yes, in Uganda we don't have salty water, we're landlocked, so we just have a big lake. But yes, I'm excited to go to the beach and experience it.
You must go swimming, like right now, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here.
Well, and I'm grateful to have met you. You're wonderful. Thank you for your time.
I'm grateful to meet you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.